Hello and welcome to February's Energy Update. My name is Christy Wumpkus with Soulfire Wellness. I am a quantum ascension guide, healer, and intuitive channel. So thank you for joining today. And if you're like myself, January was quite the wild ride, right? It felt like 10 weeks long, but we survived, so yay. So yeah, there was so much energy. Those in my community, and maybe you knew that there would be intense energies in January and an acceleration of change, but I still didn't expect what happened to kind of transpire. So we made it. And February, don't necessarily want to say it's going to be a break per se, but we are going to have an opportunity to really integrate these frequencies and the light codes and the energies that have came in for us into our system, and kind of, I don't know if settle is the same word, because we're going to keep building month over month throughout 2025 on the energies and the new frequencies available to us, but we can at least slow down and catch a breath. So for me, January was crazy. There was, timeline shifts. I shifted timelines. Things are just kind of moving at a rapid pace in my personal life, which kind of had me take a step back in my business life to be like, okay, how do I really take my business along with me and my clients along with me and kind of shift what I'm doing? So lots of new things in store, lots of great downloads there. And then I'm really kind of just settling in for February. So to talk a little bit more about what's going on. So in January, there was so much going on in the different timelines and in different lives. And I feel like we are in a category of like two different groups. There's probably a few outliers here and there, but I talked about this in one of my earlier updates. We have that group that has been doing the work, that knew big shifts and changes were coming. Some knew and understood more than others, but as Pluto moved into Aquarius and things started to happen, we're like, okay, we can kind of see where we're going now. And then there's those that are like, oh my God, what is happening? There's all this change going on. I'm fearful of this. I don't understand what's happening. I'm afraid, I'm anxious, I'm nervous. I don't know what's happening in and around me, with my family, with my friends, with the world. And those are kind of like where people are at right now. So when I was like getting the download for what we wanted to talk about today, is for any of you that are nervous or anxious, just know that this has all been planned. We knew when Pluto moved into Aquarius, Pluto is the planet of destruction and death and also rebirth. So we knew that the light would be shown on and in the darkness. So in structures, in organizations, in things that were no longer working, that were built in a different frequency, in a different, they were built in like the frequency of like control. So it's kind of just being exposed now. So whatever, kind of you're feeling, it's like, here is the truth of all of these systems. And Pluto and this Aquarius will also shine light on like governments and education and the financial system and schools and the way we're living, right? Like this is not the way our true creator intended us to live, in the 9-to-5 grind, working until, for the majority of our lives, not enjoying anything until we die. So that is what this age is about, is kind of shining the light on those structures, on the old ways that we were doing things, allowing them to crumble under their own weight of this density, and to transition and build new ways of being, new ways of thinking, from the frequencies of love and peace. So while it seems scary right now, and I um, can understand how many can feel that way, just know like this is part of a greater plan. And we are moving to a more united consciousness and up leveling our game. And we want the new earth to be built in the frequencies of love and peace and hope and truth. And that's kind of what we're moving towards. So what's kind of been happening is, we've been slowly building this up. So I always get the vision of like pushing that snowball or that ball up the mountain, and it like takes a lot of work, and we're pushing and we're pushing and we're moving slow. And that's what a lot of us in the spiritual community have been doing, some for decades, and some like me more recently from 2020, just trying to get us to the point where we know this shift is going to take place. And then it's like we finally got to the tip, and then January we pushed the snowball over the edge and it's rolling down super fast. So it was a rapid awakening for some that had no idea that this was happening. So if that is you, just know you're not alone, and just know other people understand what's going on. There is so many opportunities for knowledge and for resources and for support. I will share some of those at the end, but there is a purpose to all of this chaos right now, and it's really things that have been going on. So January was about shaking some of us up. February is more of like letting the dust settle, see what is available to us, what is around us, and starting to make some progress in all of those dreams, though, like whether it's our business, our relationships, our health, our career, we're actually able to like start to manifest what we have been trying to do for months and or years for some of us. And it's really about anchoring in. Like I said, I know something shifted hugely for me in January. And I'm about trying to anchor all of that in this month and really let the dust settle, figure out what makes the sense for me, my family, and my business right now, because we are doing things completely different and will be doing things even more so in the next coming weeks. And it's really about, we are at a choice point now. So even people that are, aware of what is happening, we all don't agree on what we think is happening, and that's okay, because again, as we go through these stages, we all have different, depending on where we're at in our own personal ascension, our own personal timeline, our own personal story, what information is available to us is different. So eventually, I pray and I think we will all come together on the same page once things settle down. And don't quote me, I don't know when that is. But I think we all agree that there is a big shift happening for humanity, a much needed shift away from, the fear consciousness, which is where we've been having, war and struggles and people vying for control and people starving, and all of this is not the way that this was intended. And hopefully we can all come together finally and build a new way of being and a new way of doing. So again, this month is really about reflecting on, if there was some craziness that happened for you in January, if you are going through major life events or major changes, it's kind of like allowing the dust to settle, anchoring in these new timelines for you, grounding yourself in these new frequencies and energies that are available to you. Asking, always ask for guidance from your team, from your highest self, from spirit, from God, source, or, we're all connected in this one amazing Christ consciousness. And kind of being like, okay, here's what's available to me. I'm ready to rock and roll. And kind of just understanding what is happening. And like I said, we're at a choice point. So your choice point is, do you operate from that fear, from that anxiousness? Are we constantly worried? Again, where you're putting your attention is kind of where things are going to manifest in your life. So if you're constantly anxious, constantly worried, the universe is going to give you something to be anxious or worry about, right? So it's remembering and recognizing what's within your sphere of control versus things that you can't. It's also what I'm teaching my clients is to separate, is what you're feeling, is that anxiety even actually yours, right? Is it yours, or are you picking up? Are you an empath? Are you a light worker? Are you picking up on the greater collective consciousness and bringing that into your field? So protecting yourself, protecting your energy. And it's always as simple as just asking, is this mine to carry? And getting a yes or a no. And if you get a no, let it go. Right? So let it go. Don't bring it in your fields. And if it is yes, remembering that it's there for you to learn from and to teach you something. So what is it that I need to know? What is it that I need to learn? What is this trigger trying to tell me? What is this emotion trying to tell me? So yeah, so February, while I don't say it's going to slow down, it is going to kind of let the dust settle a little bit and let everybody catch up before they're kind of just showing me like this rolling, like, okay, we're gonna let it settle, but we're gonna go again, and then we're gonna let it settle and we're gonna go again for this year. So again, I just want to remind you, you're not alone. You can join my free community where I do provide some activations or meditations, discounted offers exclusive for my free community in there. And everybody's in there because they all are on like wanting to know that they're not alone and wanting to get more support. So that's an option for you. I will drop that link below. You can also chat with me one-on-one and we can figure out like which group are you in, what kind of support do you need. That is your free just chat with Christy. We can put that out there. I'll drop that in as well. And then for February, just offering 50% off my Quantum Recode program. So that is like you have a specific item you want to work on or a specific area in your life. And we help clear out blockages, slow moving energies, stagnation. We kind of clear all of that out and bring in information from the quantum field to kind of help you quantum leap into that reality for yourself. So if you're feeling like you're putting in the work and you're still not getting results, that's something that can kind of help you this month. It's just kind of connecting in with the quantum field and making those adjustments to help you shift your perspective and reality. So again, February should be a little lighter. Focus on self-care and self-love. Again, it's a choice point for you. Are you operating out of fear and anxiety, or are you embracing the frequency of love and truth? And recognizing what is and is not yours, what you can and cannot control. So I am sending you so much love and light. I hope this was valuable to you. Please drop your comments or questions below, and join my free community. Let's have a chat, and sending you so much love and light.